Good morning, church. Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
And it is a great day to be glad. We have 11 young people being confirmed today, and so it is a very joyous occasion. But first, there are a few announcements, and I understand that the PNC has an announcement, and then followed by Robert Smith, who has important news to tell.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm here today as a member of the PNC to update you all where we are in our process. Just a quick refresher for those of you who don't remember, in November, the PNC was formed, and the members of that are Jenny Baylor, Jen Walter, Jennifer Lake, Tip Ziegler, Tom Holmes, John Curry, and myself. Jenny Baylor and John Curry are our co-chairs for that, and Marge Lawson is our Committee on Ministry liaison from the Presbytery. So our first task that we were tasked to perform was to create the ministry information form, and what that is, it's basically a document that describes our church to prospective candidates, and then it also includes the pastoral job description. So after the MIF that we drafted was approved by session and the Committee on Ministry, we started receiving resumes from candidates. At this point, we have reviewed about 60 resumes. From that group, we selected some for further evaluation. During this step, we perform reference checks, listen and view sermons, and complete Skype interviews. We have now selected a still smaller group who seem to be a good match for our needs. Evaluating this group is where we are today. Our wise and diligent PNC Secretary, Tip, compiled a document at the end of April estimating the time that the PNC had put into the search process. At that time, approximately 60 hours had been spent in our meetings, and an estimated 8 to 12 hours had been spent by each individual PNC member outside of meeting times preparing and reading applications. That's about a grand total of approximately 125 hours to 150 hours of work that our group has put in at the end of April. Keep in mind that we meet weekly and we continue to meet into May as well. Even though it may seem that the PNC search process takes a long time, rest assured that we are working hard. We cannot make any firm prediction of how long the selection process will take, but we are working diligently to move the process along. Thank you for your continued support and patience with the PNC.
Peace be with you. On June the 5th, we're going to worship at Hopewell, the historic Hopewell Church out on the edge of Houston Woods. After worship service, we want to hold a kind of y'all come picnic, game time, maybe get in the water if it's warm enough. In that regard, we need to have some volunteer contributions of food. We will be distributing a flyer where you can sign up indicating that you will attend and what you will be able to bring. The church will supply some food, drinks, eatware, but you'll have to bring your skivvies if you're going to hop into the water. We're not going to take care of that. We also are going to have maps of the area as well as printed directions to the church and to the place where we will have the picnic. And we hope that we'll have a good turnout. Thank you very much.
morning. You may notice there is no sermon today, and Pastor Cheryl has put in more hymns for us to sing, so certainly there will be little to keep us from singing this morning. If you would please join me in the call to worship. Let us worship the eternal God, the source of love and life, who creates us.
Let us worship Jesus Christ, the risen one, who lives among us.
Let us worship the Spirit, the holy fire, who renews us.
To the one true God, be praise in all times and places, in the grace of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
You may be seated. Join with me in this responsive prayer and praise. O God, who shaped us and nurtures us, we, your children, praise you for the breath of life that moves within us and within all living things.
Praise be to our life giver. Hallelujah.
O Lord, who shared our flesh and made for us a way into God's kingdom, we, your sisters and brothers, praise you for your life and words among us, and for giving yourself to be broken so that we and our world could be healed.
Praise be to the life renewer. Hallelujah.
Spirit of God, who unites us with our Creator, with each other, and with ourselves, we, your people, praise you for the living water that quenches our thirst, and for the divine image that you recreate in us and every person.
Praise be to our life energizer. Hallelujah.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, love is your nature, and love is your gift. Praise you for inviting us into your family, and for igniting your love.
In our hearts.
Join with me in the prayer of confession. God, we have found a home in you. We have found a family in you. We have found a place to belong and to know and be known, to love and be loved. We are grateful for this awesome gift, yet so easily we forget the benefits it brings.
We have forgotten our place and doubted your love.
Remind us and all who feel neglected by you that we are engraved on your hands.
We have forgotten who we are and have failed to take care of ourselves.
Remind us and all who feel worthless that you have called us by name.
We have forgotten our connectedness and have divided ourselves.
Remind us and all who would exclude, oppress, and condemn others that we are all made in your image and we are all in one body. For the sake of Jesus, who loved us to the death and whose love conquered the grave, forgive us, hear our prayer, teach us each to be one again.
Amen.
Please stand for the sharing of the peace. May God's peace be with you always.
And also with you.
Share the peace with your brothers and sisters.
There's plenty of room up here for us. May I sit here? Can you scooch a little bit and let Cal sit there? I'm going to put you right here, dear. Right here. Just a little bit. Come on up, come on up, come on up. Scooch. Scooch in closer because we have stuff to show you. If you scooch in closer, you'll be able to see better. Come on over this way. Scooching close. Come on up. Hi, you guys. Yes, come on up. Come on, right up here. There's lots of room. Hi, you guys. Oh, my goodness gracious. I see faces I know. I see faces I don't know. I see people I just met. Hi, Vivi. So, do you know what today is? We've been talking about it a lot, but you guys haven't really talked about it much. It's called Confirmation Sunday. I bet every single one of you knows what Confirmation Sunday means, right? No. Okay. It is one of those big church words, isn't it? Yeah. So, how many of you remember when you were baptized? You don't remember it? Do you remember when you were baptized? What was it like? Did you get water on your head? Yeah. A lot of us don't remember because we were just babies, little babies. Have you guys, you've seen babies being baptized? Some of you haven't yet. Do you remember that too? Well, actually, I kind of do because I was a little bit older. I was 6. Yeah, I was 6. This is my husband, Cal, and he's going to help me talk to you about
Confirmation. How many of you have been confirmed at a church? Well, that's a pretty good group, isn't it? Well, baptism is really the recognition, the entrance of often a baby into the family of God's people. And I don't remember mine, but
I do. And we'll have a couple of kiddos today who will remember theirs. But do you remember your confirmation?
I sure do, and I have a picture of me. in my confirmation.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
You think you can pick me out?
No, that's not him.
See, I was had a disguise. I had hair on.
Let's see. No, that's not him either, but you are closer because it's a guy. That's right. Now let's see if these guys can pick you out. Here you go. You want to try to pick him out of that picture? And I got confirmed too. No, that's not him. Okay, you go for it.
We all had to wear white robes when we were confirmed. And we went to confirmation for 2 years. We lived out in the suburbs of Milwaukee, and our church was in the inner city of Milwaukee. And Fred and I would take a bus. In fact, we had to take 3 buses to go from our home to the church. And we carried our basketballs along. You know why? Because there was a gym there, and we would shoot baskets.
You didn't do that during confirmation class though, right?
Well, we did once.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Most people will remember their confirmation. Wonder if they can pick me out of that picture. Do you want to let them see that picture down there?
They got it right.
Well, I'm the only blonde in the group. Do you want to see? There I am in my white robe and my terrible white shoes. But the thing that happened to me on confirmation, and the same with him, was when I got baptized, I was part of the big family of God. And when I got confirmed, I got to join the church. So I got to be a part of the church. That meant that I was a member of my church. And that meant that I could go to these meetings sometimes where all the decisions are made and my voice counted. What I had to say, they needed to listen to. And it meant that I got to teach Sunday school. And I'm telling you right now, I loved that part.
You still do.
I know. So that's what happens when you get confirmed.
Another thing, when I was confirmed, we got to sit not with our parents, but anywhere in the church sanctuary. You know where we sat? In the balcony.
All by themselves. Hey, Mike. We sat in the back pews because we were members and we could sit where we wanted to. So it was super exciting to be confirmed. I could hardly wait. They made us sit up front. I had to make a statement of faith, and I bet these people will be doing something with faith statements. And I promised them from my heart I would not make them come up front here. But for those of you who are going to be confirmed today, do you mind waving to the next group of confirmands up here? All right, and we can wave back to them. Woohoo, way to go. They went through a whole year of class. They have learned about their faith, and they're going to share it with us. So, you think you'll get confirmed someday? You don't know? You probably will. What about you? You think you will? Yeah, you probably will. You'll probably get to go through it too. And when you do, we, the church, who you'll be a part of, will be here to celebrate with you. So, let us all show those who may not know what we always do, what we do, and remind our confirmands that we get into a circle. I'm not making you do it. See? I'm not making you do it. Come on up. Now, the ones who are new, will you show them what to do? That's right. Right over left? That's right. You've got a really special part in confirmation today, don't you, with your sister? Yeah. There you go. That's right. We can all get into this big circle. I'll hold that for you. Thank you. I'll hold that for you. Thank you. That way you can put your hands right over left and come right in here, right over here, Carter. Everybody's got it. Here's this right over left. This one goes here. This one goes on the top. You're almost there. You're going to hold that hand. See this hand? Put that right there. And this hand, that goes right there. And this hand, that goes right there. All right. Now, here's what I need to tell you, and you too. No matter who
You are.
and no matter where
You go.
and no matter what,
You
you are always.
loved by God.
That's right. Okay, we got to tell these confirmands, so twist them out and let them know. All right, you guys. That goes for you too. Amen. All right, I think, do they get to go to their classes? The first reading for today comes from the book of Deuteronomy. This book says that it is the sermons of Moses to the people when they were in the wilderness. And we're picking it up in chapter 4. What I'm reading today comes after Moses' lengthy sermon, perhaps you would say, about what happens to you when you fall away from God
and you don't obey God's commandments, and you find yourself in trouble, not just with God, but in your life. So here's what you do, he says, when you find yourself in such a predicament. Ask questions. Find out what's been going on all these years before you were born. From the day God created man and woman on this earth, and from the horizons in the east to the horizons in the west, as far back as you can imagine and as far away as you can imagine, has as great a thing as this ever happened?